When I buy macaroni and cheese and don't eat it all, I don't try to sell it to orphans like photographers would with their old gear for terrible prices. Fire testing day. I found 8 ads that made me lose what little faith I had in photographer losers.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
We're on the Canon R8, 24mm 21.4, stopped it down to 22 for increased micro contrast abilities. I've hidden the microphone somewhere way over there. There's no tube light here, obviously, or else you would see shadows. First ad, Canon PowerShot SD600 for $250. Let me just put this into perspective. I started my YouTube channel like 40 years ago on the Canon SD1100 IS. That's at least 5 versions higher than this one. It was maybe $150 brand new, and those dollars were worth way more. $250? Do you have any semblance of what is real in our world and how much cameras are worth? Most people's phones are 15 times better than this camera. You're carrying an extra thing now for much worse results, and $250? I could buy so much. You're almost looking at like a DJI Action 4. It's not far off. It's far. If you could find one used, you're in the ballpark. Canon SD600, or what do you even have in that thing? It has a 1/2.5 inch sensor, contrast detect only. It does 480p video at 30 or 15. I swear. Have fun getting that price. Price is firm. I am not open to offers. This is a steal. It's not. I'll steal your purse. Fuji X100 6 black, $2,900. They're $2,400 new, brand new. What are you doing? This is not the cult classic of the 5V. For some reason, a TikTok post went viral. A bunch of Asian girls wanted the camera because it looked nice, so they could take pictures of their dog in the purse. And then it's not happening. No one cares about the 6. It's not going viral. It's not like sold out in Kmart and you can't even find it in the Walmart aisles. It's not desirable. You're not getting that price. Almost as bad as the limited edition one I found for $5,500. Wow, those are fun. Who cares about limited edition? Can you imagine spending $5,500 and now you have a fixed lens Fuji camera with 0 abilities for slow motion technology? You could have a Canon R5C and a lens for that. Canon C70 and a speed booster. Maybe. Close. You could have almost anything. Who would do that? It's not a collector's item. It's not a Leica where you're a German dentist and you're like, oh, look at that red dot. I'll red dot your forehead. That's probably a compliment in I hate you so much. Sigma 16mm 1.4, like new, need gone as soon as possible. Your price was $1,290 originally. You came to your senses. You're like, okay, maybe not. 400, that's quite the steep jump off a cliff. Great lens, no problems for mirrorless. Which mount is it for? That's all you should know. Because it comes in like E mount, Canon M mount, Nikon, what? Fuji. Which mount is it? For mirrors, fits all brands. No, it doesn't. It never could. If it was a DSLR lens, maybe. But no, you're not adapting that to anything. What mount? I chose a bad day to make this video. The rage of the ads plus the rage of the sounds. I was gonna go out for a bike ride, but it's raining for 4 days straight. So many times I see ads and people just post, they don't even tell you what the lens is. They'll post a picture of it and it's like Canon lens. And I have to guess because your blurry ass picture, I can't see the details of it. And there's many different versions just because you have like, oh, it's a 58mm 1.4. There's Mark IIs, There's Mark 7s. Grow up. A Sony TG5 Handycam. Incredibly rare and hard to come by, especially in this one. No matter how rare you think that piece of shit is, your dinosaur poo camera that can record like what? Full HD, actually. That's not bad. I want a flippy screen on that. Oh, I will offer you 300. Will you take it? I hate when people say, vintage. It's rare, super hard to find. Because it's useless and no longer needed in our society. It's no longer made. That's why it's hard to find, because it sucks. Sometimes the older thing is good. Like this lens. It's better than the RF 24mm 1.8. I'll tell you that much. I'm telling you right now. So it's like, yes, I'm with you, but there's a cutoff point where it's like, no, the Pentax, if you have a Nikon Coolpix freaking point and shoot, you're like, it's rare, it's vintage, it's just bad. And it should be priced accordingly, not $250. DJI Action 4 versus TG5. I should buy it and do the review. Sony F55 kit, $8,500. I had to look this up. I thought it was the FS5, which should be like 1,800 max. This is even older than that and even more useless. You think you're getting $8,500 in today's world? People are searching this camera, an old Sony Color Science camera with no autofocus, likely. An external RAW recorder? What does this thing even do? 4K 240 frames per... What the... No. 2K 240, not bad. Those are decent specs, but it's old Sony Color Science. You do realize that. An A7S III is cheaper than your F55. You're joking. Just do some market research. Just look into what are people using, how much are things actually worth. Don't offload your garage full of junk. Canon PowerShot ELPH 160, that's the camera I have. It's the worst camera ever made. It's not worth $250. If you try to buy that new, it is actually that price. How the hell are the prices so high for these old, irrelevant cameras? I don't get it. Who's selling these things? Why are you doing it to me? That camera, it's vintage in a bad way and is not worth anything. I tried to give it away. The guy who loves cameras like this the most, Marcus Pix, said like, nah, man, that is not, no thank you. Who would want this thing? Nobody could. My dead mother gave it to me, and I don't want it. It's the only thing I have of hers. It has sentimental value. Sentimental. And I don't want it. You think someone's buying yours for $250? When I unplugged my mother's life support machine to charge the batteries of this camera, I noticed that it took about 40 minutes. I don't really have a way to finish that sentence. E-mount len. That's not how you spell that. I'm selling an E-mount len. Oh, you doubled down on it. Oh, he doubled down. No camera body, just len. Oh, you're really going for it, aren't you? It is Sony len. I gathered that. Lens, not zoomable. So you do know how to spell it. Oh, you're playing with my mind. It's a terrible lens. I'm not buying it. $120? At least it's somewhat reasonable. It sounds like it's the kit lens. Sony's known for having the worst kit len in the world. And I hate your len. Your lens sucks. No 3D pop. Nope. I hate your ads. You're greedy. You're scum. But I respect you for trying to hustle and make it. The world's hard. It's hard times out there for some. I get you. So, like, sell your old China dolls. Do whatever you can. Sell the macaroni from leftover last night. $4. That's a good deal. I'll leave. How you doing? 3D Pop was with us. It wasn't. You subscribing from every day outside? I hid the mic.